Are we ready? Almost. I'll speak really. Are we good? Yes! Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston, and Jason Bateman.
All right.
Morning, ladies and gents.
Good morning.
That's an amazing morning. Amazing.
Nice to see you.
I'm going to start off, if that's all right, and rattle down and ask you all a question each, then throw out to our very big audience today and get some questions from these guys. Yeah. Charlie, I'm going to start with you. The physical side of the comedy in this film is kind of important, but you kind of come off the worst. Would you agree?
Yeah, the worst in the film?
I would say no.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I meant.
I get the brunt of the.
The most.
I do suffer the most.
Yeah.
I did physically too. Yeah, I got a little beat up.
But it's an important part of the film. Would you agree in terms of that kind of slapstick element to it?
Yeah. I think a little physical humor is nice every now and then.
It travels well.
Yeah, it travels overseas.
Jason.
Which one?
You. You're next to Charlie. I'm going down the line. So.
Love it. How can I help?
Kurt's this yes guy.
Yes.
Are you a yes guy? Or are you a bit more kind of, I'm not so sure type of guy?
I'm eventually a yes guy. Maybe in my real life I ruminate a little bit more than I should, but I think that's just the Virgo nature.
What's your rising, though?
Yeah.
What is your rising?
I don't know. Usually, I don't know.
9, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, somewhere right.
Hey!
Yeah. It depends on our body.
I don't need to be here.
But yeah, I come from the improv background, and one of the commandments is yes and. You support and you add. And so yeah, I think Kurt, if he's never taken a class at Second City, he should, because he's got a real knack for it.
Jennifer, welcome.
Yes.
We'll add the laugh later in post. But thank you for.
Jennifer, I'd like to ask you, please, what did you enjoy about revisiting this character and playing Dr. Julia once again? What do you love about it the most? What enjoy about it the most?
I have to say, I just love her in general. I think she's quite snazzy, and I loved just putting on her wardrobe, and I loved her wig and her accessories, which only one person really was aware of what my lovely necklace really was. Mr. Jason Sudeikis gives you a little insight into his personal life.
I love catalogs. I just love catalogs. What can I tell you? I bend the pages, the corners, if there's something that I like, and that's all.
Mr. Bateman.
Yes.
With you guys coming back to revisit these characters, did you get to be have more control over things with this film, whether that be script, casting of new characters and things like that? Were you involved in that?
I'd say input would probably be a better term for it. It was very, very generous of the studio and Sean Anders and John Morris, the writers of the film, to include us, including Jennifer, in our thoughts for what this sequel might look and sound like. We're all keenly aware that sequels are difficult to do well, and we didn't want to be lazy with that. We were all really appreciative that the first one did well, and wanted this one to be at least as good and hopefully better.
Okay, I'm going to throw out to our audience now, right at the front row. Mom with the red trainers on.
Hi, good morning. I'm Yuvi from Israel, and my question is, hi, what is your horrible job that you had before you start working on television and cinema? Your horrible job.
Let's get it out of the way right up front.
Yeah.
I was a telemarketing.
In which company? What did you do?
I was trying to sell timeshares in the Poconos. Oh. And I say trying.
Yeah.
I didn't actually ever sell one.
I was never good at sales either. I had a few jobs like retail, like working at Banana Republic and And yeah, I could
See,
never.
that would have been fun, where you take the little cardboard thing and you fold the T-shirts.
I don't need it. I don't even need it. I can do it. I can
You
do
just
I can
free-handed it?
Yeah.
No wonder
and it
you
looks
weren't.
great. No, it looks great. No. It was the selling. It was like upselling. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, trying to improve my UPTs, units per transaction. I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
With this charm and that face.
That's very sweet of you. Wait, are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being 100% honest.
I didn't give a
I
damn.
would just laugh my way and just be like, "You are so cute. That
Charge
striped
it,
shirt.
yeah.
I'm gonna take that little."
I wish you would have come through
I
Banana
should've. I
Republic on
didn't
Michigan
know.
Avenue.
Oh,
Coulda
Michigan
used it.
Avenue.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that's all we have time for.
We have time for
today.
one more question.
Thank you.
That's it.
Jason, Charlie, do you want to answer that? Or do you
Oh, I clean people's toilets.
I knew that.
So that's
What?
yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, if
Where?
you went to the gym and you defecated and you did not flush, that was my problem.
Oh man. So you just flush toilets?
I just flushed toilets. a mop from a distance.
Bateman?
No, I never did flush toilets in prison. No, I started acting when I was very, very young, so I never had to work for a real boss. But worst jobs would maybe Teen Wolf 2 would be right up there.
Not true.
Whoa,
Not
come
true.
on, don't be so
Beloved.
hard on yourself.
Beloved film.
In retrospect, was fun.
Okay, next question. Lady there in the stripy top. Can we get, pass the microphone along there, please?
Hi, I'm Victoria from Film 360 magazine.
I'm Jason from Horrible Bosses 2.
Hey, how you doing? You guys okay? I just wanted to say that a lot of you guys have worked together before in previous films. So does that make it more comfortable on set, and is it fun to reunite?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
We actually only really, but it is a luxury actually to be friends with these people and love and adore them on a personal level, and then to be able to have worked together, separately together, and together. It's kind of a dream job.
It would be terrible if we didn't like each other, you know. Because I mean, you're doing the fact that you're doing comedy. You need to have like a nice, free, fun set. Like there's a good vibe in here. So like the press conference is fun. You know, like if we hated each other, you'd feel it, and it would just be like.
You've seen it, I'm sure. You probably have better stories about it than we do. Yeah, it's like.
So
I was looking forward to doing this.
Yeah,
You know, this is not
it's part of
something-
one of the things that the three of us talked about when we got on the phone together when they first said, you know, do you want to do a sequel? The three of us called each other. We talked about junketing and we talked about traveling and be like this right here. This is part of the fun for us. So yeah, it's really rare when you find people that you like this much and then you get to do 2 movies. It's great.
Jason called it movie camp.
It is. It's like movie camp. Yeah, on the plane here. I was
On
like,
the
isn't
plane,
this fun?
and we saw Benedict
Cumberbatch. Yeah.
and we all descended upon him,
Yeah.
and I think he signed up for the third.
Yeah.
To be,
He's ready.
boss.
in Horrible Bosses 3, he's the new boss. That's announced. I'm announcing that here.
Yeah, there you go.
You got
Someone
it.
should let him know. You'll let him know.
Well,
Yeah.
someone will.
Gentleman in the front row.
Ludwig Heinrich from Vienna. I had a phone call with Christoph Waltz,
Yeah.
but I don't talk about horrible jobs, about horrible bosses. And he said, especially in this business, you cannot avoid to have horrible bosses sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you have some experiences, maybe without saying the name of someone? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Like a director or a producer or a studio head, something like that.
Yeah.
No names,
For example.
please.
All of the
No
above.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can really
Yeah.
say without naming names.
It
You've
exists.
limited the answer to one word.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Christoph Waltz instead.
What's that?
Good idea.
Let's talk about Christoph Waltz instead. Who
Yeah,
does
what do
the
you-
best impression of him? I've heard you all do a mean. Chris.
Sudeikis has got the corner on.
No, I think
impressions.
Charlie. Charlie tickles me to no end. Give it. Yeah.
Limbering up to do
You
it.
ha-
Richard.
The jaw goes up like this when he talks. You know,
Yep.
like the chin is always up.
I do not.
Good.
That's all I have.
Yeah. As then there's he's
Yeah, you know, just
you.
okay.
I would
wants
prefer not to answer that
do
question.
another
Is there someone
take
else with some
5
intelligence?
by me?
Yeah.
This is really terrible. By
Yeah.
the way.
He's not here to defend
Yeah,
himself.
he can't defend
You should
himself.
hear his Charlie Day impression. That's
That's too easy.
what's that? No, but
Oh, back to your question.
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, sorry.
they did say
Absolutely.
yes, but you said not to name names. So by
Occasionally
That's
there's-
all. So
Right,
we couldn't
yeah.
really expand
occasionally
on
there's
that.
a journalist that really gets wants his point, wants his answer, and just will stop something dead in its tracks to double back on it. It's been years since I've had to go through that. But yeah, no, I've had some. You have producers, people that don't believe in the movie making experience to be collaborative and
Right.
push their own agenda and their own shitty sense of humor on you, and what do you do?
Or don't come prepared and don't do their homework when
There's that version
when
on the
we
directing
have-
side.
On the directing side, when
Yep.
your actors have done their part, and then when the other side is not prepared, and you're just kind of winging it
Yep.
for them, and
No fun unless it's a documentary.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, gentleman in the front row there. Get a question, please.
Question for Jennifer, just down here.
Hi.
There's an illuminating scene in the credits where you say, "I can't deliver that line."
Yeah.
And I just wondered.
What was it?
Well, you don't deliver it, so.
No, I don't.
I don't.
I actually can't remember what the line was, but I have been reminded by somebody that it had to do with gravy and an undercarriage.
Well, I wondered what the line.
That's right. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And I just went, ooh.
Yeah.
It's a holiday meal.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think gravy's funny in sexual.
No, that's why it's not in the movie.
Yeah. We got rid of it. Didn't test well.
But I wondered what line you had actually delivered that had made you squirm the most, and whether this is a sign that this character is as far away from the real you as you've ever got.
Well, in language, yes, I would say. I mean, suck it like a bomb, what is it?
Bomb pop.
Suck it like a bomb pop down to the
blue.
blue is not something that normally comes sort of tripping off of my tongue.
That should be a Nicki Minaj song now. That's like you put a beat under that.
That's so true.
These little girls will be dancing to it, just like in the car. Daddy, put on "Suck It Like a Bomb Pop," and then in parentheses, down to the blue.
Okay, gentleman a bit further along in the front row, if we can get the mic to him, please.
That's going to happen, and you should get something of that.
You're going to be in the video, Jason.
They're
for that.
They're gonna loop your voice right there.
Oh,
Get someone
no.
record it, yeah.
Putting aside the cinematic, opus that was Teen Wolf 2, for most of you this is kind of the first sequel. I'm just wondering if you could talk about the sort of hesitations that would come with approaching a comedy sequel.
Well,
Just that they're usually bad, and most of it is sort of a false negative, I think, because you're not surprised with the second one, and so you take it as bad because it seems kind of stale by definition. So we knew that we weren't going to get any points for talking fast and over one another and acting stupid like we did in the first one. We were going to deliver that, but that wasn't going to be enough. So we tried to find some complexities in the plot and give it a little bit more of a visual style and grab another Oscar winner.
Lady there, and then too long after that.
Thanks. Jennifer, we seem to be in the midst of another wave of feminism at the moment, and as a woman who is...
Are we in another wave of it?
Another
I
wave,
think
yeah.
so. There was a third...
Get your trunks on.
Why?
Anyone got any wings?
As a woman who's spoken out about feminist issues and a woman working in an industry that's been criticised as being sexist, I wondered what changes you've seen, both positive and negative, for women in your career.
Well, I think one positive is that there have been many more movies with female leads and ensembles, and those movies are doing really well. So I think that's fantastic. I think. For me personally, I loved that Dr. Julia was sort of taking the role of what would normally be a male character in a film.
You mean a dentist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of female dentists, do you?
Hey, I guess you don't.
Yeah. But I think it's good. But there still is sexism. It just sort of exists. Double standards, all that stuff.
Lady, you're in the front row, and then we'll come over the other side in a second.
Hi, my name is Celia. I come from Spain. I would like to put the other way. What kind of bosses are you? in your real life. Jennifer, I have to tell you that I adore you. I am a big fan of you. I've seen all your movies. I think that you are great actress, not just in the comedy. I see the drama. You are fantastic.
Thank
I'm in
you.
love with you.
Oh, I love
seriously.
you too. We should meet after this.
Can we get out of here?
I feel like we need to be left alone.
Yeah.
Box of tissues, please. Front row on this side.
Yeah, it's a very good question for you as well. How difficult is it to be in the role of a woman which is completely obsessed with sex?
How is it to be the woman who is obsessed with sex? I think it's hysterical. And I find it quite amusing because I don't think to her there's anything wrong or deviant about herself. I think she actually is describes sex and approaches sex as though a chef approaches a wonderful meal to be made, or I think it's kind of just very commonplace for her, and it's like sport. I think it's fantastic.
And the other question was what kind of bosses are you all?
Great.
Great boss. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, fair.
Fair. There we go.
Fair.
We got
Nice.
Jim in the second row there, please. We get a microphone to. If we do the one closest with the moustache, Mr. Mustache, Mrs. Movember, you go first, and then the one at the
fuller
end.
mustache.
Here we go.
Thank you very much, which actually is my question.
Oh, that's just dirt.
Christoph Waltz sports a fabulous moustache in the movie. Apart from Charlie, obviously, you got the full beard. Were you tempted to grow moustaches yourselves? Jen, you can answer that question as well.
I missed this entire question. I just heard a mustache, and then I just noticed Charlie.
The question was, were you tempted to grow a mustache?
Was
for this
I?
film? Yeah.
I already have a
Just like
beard.
Christoph's in the movie.
No.
Good answer.
I've worn a mustache at times in my life. Our first movie together, I had one. Yeah.
You did.
Our first movie together.
You had a mustache. A very,
Was it-
very healthy
Did
one.
you shoot those at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same mustache too.
Same mustache.
Yeah,
We started the movie with the same mustache.
How about that?
Right, yeah.
6
Yeah.
degrees of my mustache.
And gentleman at the end, please, in the blue shirt.
Hi, I'm Jan from Belgium. Question for Jennifer. Did you feel men reacted differently towards you when you were wearing this dark brown wig?
What, these guys? No.
Or other men?
Men in general.
Men in general. Well, no, on set, I think that it kind of got old after the first day. It was pretty.
And then you washed it.
And then I washed it, and then, everyone knew it was a character, but I don't think anyone really, I think people watching it felt differently about just seeing that visual was just fun for people, but I didn't get treated any different. Still
Gentleman in front, if you can pass the mic to him, and then we'll come over to you guys in a second. Please.
Hi again.
Hello.
And my question is, what is your personal dream, something that you want to achieve in your private life and a professional dream? By the way, my private dream is to have a selfie with Jennifer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a private dream.
Yeah. Maybe you can help me later. I don't know.
I think dreams can come true.
Let's see.
Or they could
Sometimes
turn
it's
into
nice
nightmares.
To let dreams remain dreams.
No. So what is your professional dream and your personal dream, and my selfie later?
Yeah.
I'm going to take world peace and throw it to you guys.
For personal and professional. Oh, wow.
I'm going to second that. I think that's a great dream. Don't we all have that dream?
I think that's a universal
lunch
dream you
for
all
me.
have.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go over here to the checked shirt, please.
Hi there. There's quite a few American comedies that deal with the recession, kind of economic issues, and
Such as?
The Other Guys does, and also Horrible Bosses and Horrible Bosses 2. Like they seem to both.
Just
be
to name
informed by
3.
that.
Yeah. Just checking. Okay. Yeah.
Was that something that made you interested in taking these two films? Because there seems to be that sort of kind of depth to it, and something that they both are informed by.
It helps if if there's something truthful to build the comedy on top of. So I think certainly that was there in the first movie, and in the second movie, when we were asked for our input, we wanted to find something that the audience can kind of hang their hat on and say, all right, I can relate a little bit to that struggle, and then we can go and pretend to jerk each other off or whatever it is we're doing in the movie. But it helps that there's something.
Spoilers.
Something for the audience to relate to. I think We're not exactly teaching lessons, but I think it's good that it's there.
Yeah, there's no preaching. It's merely just a reflection of things that are, you know.
Unless you're looking to learn how to jerk a guy off.
Yeah, then we got you.
And then
right off the
watch
bat,
the first scene,
and then you can split,
and then you can leave.
But yeah, it's nothing that we're trying to convince anybody of, or it's just merely a reflection of what's going on in the world, and you know, big conversation out there, especially in the States, is the 99% versus the 1%. It's been going on since, you know, for years, but even more so since the 2012 election. Since when?
Since David and Goliath.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah, and so we're just, you know, trying to throw some rocks at that big son of a bitch. Read your Bible. Again, we'll sweeten it after the fact. Or I can improve the jokes. I'll meet you halfway. How about that? Yes, my dad, back here in the tie.
The way the film ends does leave a door open for a Horrible Bosses 3. You just suggested that. Is it a possibility, and would you all welcome the chance to come back to it?
Well, people have to buy tickets for this one first.
That's what pays for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it was a great phone call to get after the first one, but again, it came on the heels of a nice warm reception from the public. So hopefully, people are equally kind to this one.
Would any of you look at directing the next one, or think about it?
About directing?
Directing the next one.
No,
Wow,
I would love for him to do it.
That's very nice.
Fantastic director.
Any of these people would do a great job at it. It's taste execution, after all.
Gentlemen at the end of this side.
During the credits, some of the lines were so hilarious, you were corpsing over them. But I just wondered, during the actual shooting, there's nothing more serious sometimes than comedy. How difficult did you find it actually to make scenes as funny as those, with the various characters, after all, talking, one pulling another, etc.? Because you could see all the laughter at the end, but was it actually quite a tough shoot?
It's well, you know, you hear any joke enough times, you're not going to laugh at it anymore. So you know, you're not seeing take one. Take 1, 2, and 3 were useless because there's a lot of laughing. But we usually show you take 7 or something like that, where we're all bored of it and can't stand the sound of each other's voice anymore. Or you just pinch your inner thigh, you know. That'll get the smile off your face.
Yeah, things that make us break more often are like the setups, you know, or when we are, you know, the tiny little inside jokes that occur with the crew. Less so the punchlines, because we've been involved from pre-production. We've read the script for the most part, and then you're just executing the jokes. But it's the joy of getting to do that for a living. When you're caught in that moment, you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. What was really getting me was there's one sequence where we're describing the plot for the kidnapping, and we have to be fairly serious, and we haven't been serious for like a month at that point. And these two would not let me say a serious line without really making me not believe in myself. And I couldn't get through it. Then I couldn't take myself seriously either.
We were all trying to be badasses. We were trying to do our best Chris Pine, and we just couldn't pull
and then
it
we
off.
went to lunch, and I asked the director if I could secretly come back and do it with them not there, and then that's the only way I got through it.
Did you do it like that?
Yeah, I did.
That's hilarious.
But we were allowed.
Until we started this.
Yeah, because I didn't want you there.
What about the scenes with Mr. Spacey? Because, I mean, this kind of whole look you said last night, Jason, that was kind of his idea, this Diamante stud and stuff. And I mean, how did you manage to get through those particular scenes?
That was a tough one for me, because they were having to in the scene they were trying to see what he was saying just by reading his lips, and so every single take they would make up different things. They never told me what it was.
It
was really difficult.
An amazing straight face.
That's very, very tough.
Honestly, that was.
If you could hear the horrible thoughts in my head to keep a smile off my face, you'd be disgusted.
Okay, question from the lady in the middle there.
Hi guys. You already said, like, E3, you guys look forward to doing the press tours and things like that. Jen, how do you find it being kind of the only lady? Like, do you see yourself as one of the lads? Does it get quite laddie and...
Well, I'm sadly left out of there. This is the most fun I'm having, because I get to be with the guys. They have each other, and I'm sort of left on my own in the room. But I mean, I get more one-on-one time with everyone, so I guess that's...
With you nice folks. Let her finish.
No. But I do. I mean, these are fun, especially when you love the movie so much and you love the cast that you get to play with and hang out with and fly with, and we just have a great time. I don't feel like one of the lads, though. I still feel like a lady.
Next question. Gentleman down the front here. The mic to him, please. We see some hands as well if you've got more questions.
I was just wondering how many of you actually took one of the shower buddy props home with you, and also what were the aborted sort of attempts before they settled on the shower buddy?
Shower buddy was the first one,
Yeah.
believe it or not. That it became a red herring, so we ran up the flagpole a few ideas and even tried to make the shower buddy more elaborate in regards to what about it was something that someone would want to buy. Like, there's a function that switched the valve from shampoo to conditioner, and maybe NASA would be involved with that. Just making it more
A loofah
complicated.
would pop out at one point.
What was that?
A loofah.
Yeah. There are all these different ideas. But no, surprisingly, we did not.
We couldn't top it.
Yeah, we couldn't top it. And
Just wonderfully dumb enough, but made enough sense that it was believable.
But we
And then it accidentally looked like the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. That was an accident. So.
Is it one of you guys doing the shower buddy pose on the box?
No, they didn't want our bodies on that.
Yeah, or our faces or anything. They no interest.
We're going to go right to the back to the gentleman with the camera. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go with that man first. Okay, you go
There we
first,
go.
and then we'll go straight to the back. And
Our
that's
man
last
can't
question.
ask questions.
Go on. Yeah, you go with you've got the microphone. Go for it. Okay. Yeah, with the yellow microphone. Okay, so go for it. Go, speak now. Go, go.
He has the flu. We met him earlier.
Nope, still you.
Yep, still you. You can do it.
Oh my.
Sound it out.
Okay,
Sound it out.
Go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I would like to ask all of you.
No, not you. I'm kidding.
Okay. I would like to ask all of you if you used even once your authority in a very, very bad way, and because almost all of you in the movie have some weird and bizarre nicknames, if you do have a nickname in your ordinary life, that you would like to share it with all of us. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Master Bateman's always been a good one for me.
Master Bateman.
It's been tough.
You've never elected to be called that, though,
never
right?
heard that.
No. Well, you can't pick your own nickname, can you?
I mean, no. I mean, we try in the movie, but...
Right, yeah, well, we're idiots.
Yeah, those are code names. Code names are different than nicknames.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Do have
You
any
can
nicknames?
elect your own code name.
I don't have a nickname.
Yeah.
Do I? No.
Jen.
Jen.
Jen
That's
is a
it.
name,
But that's
yeah.
just a half. That's like a shortening of my name.
Yeah.
It's not a nick. Oh, although in high school I was.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
You've started, so you'll finish. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Come on.
It's quite embarrassing. Well, there was a lot of Jennifers in my grade, so we all had different.
So?
I was Jenna Bean.
Oh.
And then I was Joe Jen.
It's not so bad.
That's not bad.
No, it's just not impressive.
What did the B stand for?
Huh?
What did the B stand? You say Jen B?
Jenna Bean.
Oh, Jenna Bean. Oh, gotcha.
What did Joe stand for?
Yeah.
My middle name is Joanna.
Got it.
There it is.
So you had a dyslexic class.
Joe Jen.
Joe Jen.
Charlie?
I go by my nickname. My name is Charles, but I never only my mother calls me that, and I never felt comfortable with it. So everyone else in the neighborhood called me Charlie, and I just preferred it.
Jason, tell him that's not a nickname.
Oh, yeah, that's not a nickname.
No, that's a nickname. That's a nickname.
It's an abbreviation. Come on, man. Suds. Jeff and Joe Wilcox, who lived next door to me, called me Suds at a very young age, and then throughout my life, people have done that. Yeah, Suds. Has been.
I have you as Suds in my phone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice. See?
Probably because I wasn't confident enough to spell your name when we met.
It's a mess. Who knows how to spell this damn thing?
God for autocorrect.
Last question. The man with the camera at
There
the
he is.
back of the room, quick
He's
before
wondering
anyone
why we're
steals
not
the
hitting our
mic.
marks.
So how do you turn this camera on?
Guys, first of all, thank you so much for being with us today. I think we've enjoyed it as much as you have.
Oh, good.
My question is to Jennifer. Jen, obviously this is one of the first times you've had a chance to revisit a character, and it's obviously been a wonderful comedic reunion with the boys, but I think the one comedic reunion we're all very curious about is Friends, and whether or not that would ever be something that you'd be interested in.
Are you going to do a Friends 2?
Friend harder.
This
Still
is
friends?
the new cast right
Yeah, here we
here. These are your friends.
Who do I get to be?
You get to be Chandler.
And Jason?
You get to be Joey. Oh, that means you'd be Ross.
Hey-o.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I've never seen the show. What are you referring to?
And there's Cujo down at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, then,
Good to
yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'll
that.
serve the
Honestly,
coffee.
I think we should wait until we're really old and then maybe reunite.
Senior friends.
Yeah, golden friends.
Golden Friends.
Golden
there you go.
That could have a completely different
That's
meaning.
right. That's right. They pee on each other.
Well, Charlie, we got it.
I just wanted to spell it
Okay,
out.
I think we should end this now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a great
Thanks, you
audience
guys.
and great questions
Thank
today. Thank you to our
you.
amazing
Thank you.
actors. To Charlie, Jason, Jennifer, and Jason. Thank you, guys.